Air Force launched its top-secret unmanned shuttle Tuesday, marking the beginning of the mysterious plane's third mission in space. The Boeing X-37B was carried into space aboard a 19-story tall Atlas V rocket, on its way to who knows where to do who knows what. The Air Force is keeping pretty tight-lipped about the shuttle's mission and payload. What's known for certain is that the craft can stay in space for at least 469 days, the length of its last mission. The Air Force's official page for the shuttle says its primary purpose is to test new technologies, such as new flight systems, heat shielding, and navigation control. It's also meant to simply demonstrate a reliable, reusable spacecraft. The fact the Air Force is being deliberately vague about the shuttle means there's no end of speculation. John Zarella tells HLN some of it's pretty wild.
Some people say that it is an on-demand reconnaissance satellite. Others have said it's an anti-satellite weapon. In other words, something that can be used to shoot down spy satellites in space.
Other theories say it's a weapons delivery platform, or some kind of weather modification system, or some version of Reagan's Star Wars program. The list goes on. Fox News' Shepard Smith adds,
"There's even one theory that they might just be pulling a fast one trying to make the Chinese wonder what we're doing. Personally, I have no idea."
It's not known when this particular shuttle will return to Earth, but this may be its last trip. Boeing has announced they're building a new, bigger version that will include a passenger capsule. For Newsy, I'm Christina Hartman. Multiple sources, The Real Story.
The U.S. Air Force will launch an unmanned space plane Tuesday afternoon. The X-37B is about a quarter of the size of a space shuttle. The plane runs off of solar power, which allows it to stay in orbit for hundreds of days. The launch is set for 1 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, but we know a little more about the mission than that because it's been kept top secret. United Launch Alliance is supplying the Atlas V rocket that will carry the spaceplane, also known as the Orbital Test Vehicle, into orbit. ULA lists the key objectives of the program include demonstration and validation of fault-tolerant, autonomous reentry and landing, lightweight high-temperature structures and landing gear, thermal protection system, and lightweight electromechanical light systems. CNN's Chad Myers takes a guess as to what he thinks the mission might be.
Why is it such a secret?
Well, because we don't know what's up there, and they don't want us to know. We don't know whether it's some kind of laser thing, we don't know if it's weather modification, we doubt that, but we also don't know whether it's just some kind of special cameras that they're looking down, working on, training, see if they work.
And Ozzy Osbourne, who runs SpaceLaunchInfo.com, tells Bay News 9 he thinks the mission could be focused on Earth, not space.
It may be a spy mission, it may be just a research mission, there might be some things they want to know.
The X-37B program was launched in 1999 by NASA, but the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency took over shortly after. The mission is classified, and PC Magazine points out the secrecy has alarmed some. The revelation of the Air Force has a space plane caused some concern among foreign governments, with some questioning whether the U.S. has deployed a space-trotting spy vehicle or a weapons platform for taking down satellites. PC Mag also says Air Force officials have tried to dispel those rumors. The first plane was in orbit for 226 days back in 2010. The second one remained in orbit for 496 days. This third voyage uses the same plane from 2010, but has been delayed for several months due to an investigation into an accident that occurred on the launch pad in October. The launch will go ahead as planned Tuesday afternoon if weather cooperates. For Newsy, I'm Zach Toombs. Multiple sources, The Real Story.
All right, thanks, Meredith. Well, happening today, weather permitting, of course, the Air Force is scheduled to launch its secret X-37B space plane from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. Now, the X-37B will launch atop an Atlas V rocket. That rocket will send the winged craft into low Earth orbit, where it will operate on a top-secret mission for the U.S. military. The Air Force has two spacecrafts of this type. They're an unmanned, reusable space shuttle that's smaller than NASA's manned space shuttle. This X-37B is the one that first launched in 2010 and orbited for 224 days. A second X-37B returned to Earth in June after spending 15 months in orbit. Well, the official countdown begins this morning, leading up to liftoff, which is scheduled for 1:03 p.m., like I said, so hopefully the weather will permit.
After more than a year in space, a mysterious American spacecraft has returned to Earth tonight, landing in California, but we still don't know what it was doing up there. Here's ABC's Clayton Sandell.
It came in hot against a cool California dawn, ending a 15-month secret sortie into space. The X-37B is a fully automatic spaceplane that lands itself. It was once a NASA design to replace space shuttles, then part of a secretive Pentagon research agency.
Liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket.
The Air Force launched this one 15 months ago. It's officially a billion-dollar program testing reusable unmanned spaceships, but it also hauls highly classified cargo.
There's even speculation the spaceship may be aiming sensitive cameras and sensors toward Earth, paving the way for a new generation of robot spies. It could be a space bomber, it could be a space fighter, it could be for engineering tests.
There are plenty of theories.
I think the ultimate purpose of this plane is to confuse the Chinese, to cause them to waste money responding to things that it might be to keep them guessing. There are any number of things you could do with a vehicle like this.
Whatever it does, the Air Force may launch another X-37 this fall, and that mission will likely also be a secret. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.